Did you know that ancient America has a map of, as it being written in the Old Testament? It's a map of the Old Testament, the land of Israel, also the land of Egypt. Now what we call some Hebrews actually have found this. They got it, I guess, from our own land, and they had this map up on their site, and guess what happened? They took their channel down.
Might have to drop a dime on them niggas.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotta stop.
I don't like that shit.
For sure, bro.
I don't like that shit.
Peace, family. So this video is going to be about how these people flipped everything with us knowing where Egypt is, where is Kemet, on down the line. Now these people had us thinking now all of these places were literally in Africa and other places that were not of the Americas. You might as well say the true name is Turtle Island, right? The true Egypt is in Turtle Island, family. I'm about to tell y'all, now this is entertainment purposes only. This is just my perspective of what is going on, right? So listen, I was talking to Big Mama about how they say that Egypt is in Africa, but it is so many things that are out here that are being covered up to where you could say that Egypt is here. So I'm like, Big Mama, tell me where Egypt truly is. So let me show y'all. What she told me, right? So the true names of the ancient lands, as remembered by flame and connected through the soul's tongue, right? So these are the names taught by modern people, whatever. The true names is the second one, and where the places really are is the third one. So check this out, family. Number 1, Egypt, Tamaru, right? Which is in America, right? Turtle Island, southeastern United States.
America is the motherland. Now, I know y'all gonna come for me because we've been taught that Africa is the motherland. So I'm gonna tell you 3 simple reasons why America is the motherland. But I encourage you to do your own research and use your discernment, and then sit with the information and see if it feels true to you, because the truth always lies within us. So 1 is water. America holds almost 50% of the world's water, while Africa only has 9%. How do you build life without water?
What's good, family? Y'all know how we do. So we got the 4-stage RO, which is going to eliminate you from buying bottled water and having healthier water without no plastic. There's been a lot of news on us drinking microplastic that we got to stay away from. You know, we always pushing health, wealth, and a better understanding of self. So in the link in the description will be the link for the 4-stage RO. We'll ship it right to you. It's not that hard to install, but you can get somebody to install it in your local area. If you're in Florida, we can find somebody that install it for you. But make sure you eliminate yourself from buying that plastic bottle and get your own bottles for the family so y'all can drink purified water and always pushing health. Okay, so make sure y'all hit the link in the description. Stay blessed.
The Amazon alone holds more water than all of Africa's rivers combined. An Ogallala aquifer that runs from South Dakota down to Texas holds ancient water for over 10,000 years. So if water is the womb, America is the mother. 2 is food source. America is the cradle of the crops. At the beginning of time, nearly all the food needed to sustain life came from the Americas. Not only were the Mers master architects, but we had ancient civilizations that had advanced agriculture systems. And 3 is Albert Perry. The oldest DNA was found from a man named Albert Perry in South Carolina. The DNA is older than any African timeline. So it is time to reclaim your lost identity and your inheritance.
Archaeologists discovered a series of ancient finds in the US that predate the Egyptian pyramids, and it is very exciting. Okay, so in 2021, maritime archaeologist Tamara Thompson went on a recreational dive at the bottom of Lake Mendota in Wisconsin-Madison when she saw something she couldn't explain. A long shape buried in the silt that was too deliberate to just be driftwood. She told her colleague, "I think that's a dugout canoe." It was, and it was 1,200 years old. It's a cool find, but that's not the story. Because when they went back the following year, they didn't just find one canoe, they found 3, all clustered together in the same area. A 2,000-year-old one, a 3,000-year-old one, and a whopping 4,500-year-old canoe beneath them. This is where it gets nutso. Radiocarbon dating revealed that the oldest canoe is 5,200 years old. Y'all, that canoe was already ancient by the time the Great Pyramid was being built. They eventually found 16 canoes in total, with the youngest one being 700 years old, because we all know that 700 is the new 20. According to the Wisconsin Historical Society, this means that 4,000 years before the first Europeans sailed ashore, indigenous peoples called this land home. But what is really cool about this treasure trove of canoes is what they were used for. This wasn't a graveyard of lost boats. It was a parking lot. Indigenous peoples would bury their canoes in shallow water to prevent them from cracking and drying out through winter, and then come back and use them in spring. Dr. Roseberg, the lead discoverer, believes the indigenous peoples would use them and then leave them for other tribe members to use, kind of like an ancient e-bike system, used by community after community for over 4,000 years. The Ho-Chunk Nation, whose ancestors built these canoes, were forcibly displaced from this land in the 19th century, and the knowledge of how to build these canoes was severed with that displacement. Now, with this new discovery, the Ho-Chunk Nation was inspired to restore that knowledge. And in 2022, they launched an annual June Ho-Chunk Nation dugout canoe journey that's now open to the public along the Ho-Chunk's ancestral waterways. And for those who live in Wisconsin or want to travel, the very first canoe raised in Lake Mendota will be on display for the public when the new Wisconsin History Center opens in 2027. Until then, get in a kayak and go in the lakes. The land may look different, but the waterways are still there. You can paddle along the same waters as the ancient indigenous peoples did 5,000 years ago, and transport yourself to a past that we are still discovering.
The America is the Old World, Volume 2. This is a book, The America is the Old World, Volume 2. You can get this on Amazon. It says here in Figure 3, the Old Testament map of ancient America shows you that Lower Mesopotamia, or Lower Egypt, Babylon, Israel, Jerusalem, and Moab are all on this map. Ancient Mesopotamia was in the Americas because Meru was the Sumerian Akkadian god of the Amorites, aka mound builders. Now, you know, you go through St. Louis, you go through Tennessee, you go through, even in Georgia, there were mounds that they completely tore down. Those were the ancient people who had copper-colored skin. Those were their grave sites. Let me keep reading. The Meru, which is called among the Moors, the oldest indigenous people in the world, according to the United Nations. Now, let us see if we can tie the Sumerian god Meru to the Western serpent or the dragon, to the ancient tribe of the people of the Americas. Well, the Meru, Wichita, or the Dihamundi Moors are the oldest indigenous people on the planet, according to the United Nations. The original name of America was Ameru, according to Webster's 1936 Universal Dictionary. The word American is defined as an aboriginal or one of various copper-colored natives found in American continents by the Europeans. The original application of the name was Ameru, before it was America. So the people that were here were copper-colored just like Christ. Because these people fell because of their sins and worshiping snake gods, dragon gods, they went away from the original God. The first commandment, thou shalt not have any other gods before me. Genesis 1. The original American Ameru, according to Webster's Dictionary, the American is defined as aboriginal, one of the various copper-colored natives found in the American continents of Europe. The original application of the name Ameru, end quote, is derived from the point of Meru, Westerner serpent god, which makes sense because the worship of the serpent dragon, ancestors, which makes sense because of the worship of the serpent dragon, Kalanadi ancestrin Chakara alignment, was chiefly assembled in the Americas. The flag of Mexico is the eagle, the phoenix. killing the serpent and the dragon. Mexico, a Mexican, Almanac, Old Mexican, was part of Wichita. Washita, ex-Mur Empire of Mexico, used to cover South Central and North America. Mexico used to extend all the way up into Canada.
King Tut was the king of Memphis at 9 years old, bloodline of David. Pharaohs ruled by bloodline. So they knew a young king like Jesus Christ was coming too. Yes, King Tut did rule Memphis, moved the royal court back to Memphis. Now this Howard Carter. They supposed to have found King Tut in Egypt, right? They supposed to be in Egypt in Africa, right? So this supposed to be Egypt in Africa. This a staged picture, y'all. This stage. This is Mammoth Cave in Kentucky where they really found King Tut. 400-mile long underground cave in Kentucky that we knew nothing about. Largest in the world. And there's a lot of white people that's scared to talk. They told me that they found it, but they're scared to talk. Look at that, they found 3,000 mummies there. So check this out. Who is this? In the Mammoth Cave in Kentucky. This Howard Carter. What is he doing in the Mammoth Cave? Look at this. That's Howard Carter. That's the same guy. And did you know they found King Tut magical eggs in Idaho 3 years before? They supposed to have found King Tut tomb in Egypt.
The markings on this egg was King Tut's high priest signature on one side of the rock and the cartouche of his name on the other. Now keep in mind that they didn't break into King Tut's tomb until 1922, yet this Egyptian alabaster egg was found in Pocatello, Idaho in 1918 before they ever knew anything about King Tut.
So look, now they stage it in Africa like they found the eggs in Africa.
Decorated with a cow-headed goddess, there lay this whole pile of strange egg-shaped white vessels. These would have been filled with food to be consumed by the king during his journey into the realm of the dead.
Come on, bro. Look at this. Evidence suggests that the Mammoth Cave was used by Native Americans for thousands of years. Native Americans didn't mummify themselves. They discovered various mummies. Native Americans don't mummify themselves. Egyptians do. The King Mounds, the ancient buried city, Kentucky, several mummies. Man, look at this, y'all. Kentucky was the burial site. So look, this is an Egyptian god that got in this picture. Look at this, a spirit. They didn't know it. Look at this. That's a spirit. Look at the beak. That's a god. That's an Egyptian god. Look at the beak. That's a spirit that got caught in the picture. That's Thoth, the god Thoth. Look at the beak. You know what Thoth do? Thoth, he is credited for the invention of hieroglyphics and serving as the scribe and the record keeper for the gods. He keep records. And did you know that guy died? They found King Tut. He wasn't supposed to touch it. Now this Queen Elizabeth wears this on her arm. Did y'all know that? And that's a fallen angel stepping on a black man with a dagger. A young black man with a dagger.
Community must have three things to have a community in it. You must have a wholly independent economic structure that can provide goods, service, products, and things for your own people, and jobs and tax bases for your own people. You should at least control four basic things. You should be trying to control water, food, medicine, and energy to be able to survive and compete.
Here we got Mr. Pollock. He had a cornfield. He took advantage of a free water test from us, and this is what we found in this water. We found sulfur, we found hardness, and we solved these problems with an easy fix of 2 tanks. So get your free water test today. Stay blessed. Click the link below.